I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin Raw podcast, where shocking the system and the shocker are two very different things. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-hosts this evening. She is the host of the She Lead Showcase, the shaman of She Lead, host of Inside the Mind of, In the Crowd, the hardest working woman in podcasting today, host of Storytime with Miss Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey.
And ignoring the Bulls to get caught up so we could run our show a little bit early to celebrate Black Friday, he is the Sultan of Spitter Swallow. He is Daddy Delgado. He is my friend Vince.
It's morphin' time! Dragon Sword!
You really know.
Shout out
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's morphin' time, man. Let's get things going.
Yeah, tribute show on Getcho to the Green Ranger.
Yeah. Shout out to Tommy. Chase to David Frank. Rest in power.
Rest in peace to Tommy. Yes, not
Rest
shout
in power.
out. You can shout out to him. He ain't gonna hear it.
No, I said shout out to the Green Ranger. R.I.P. the JDF.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
We're going off the rails.
Now that we're here, as everyone knows, we are under the umbrella of Creation World. And if you are interested in all of the fantastic things that Creation World has to offer, including two partnerships that I may or may not be able to talk about right now, but Travis is recording, stuff for, so you may or may not see them in this video, and I might get yelled at for saying something before you had it ready, but oh well, here we are. Go check out creationworld.com on Twitter and Instagram. It's Creation World, ITSCREATIA World, or Linktree/Creation World. That'll get you everything Creation World, whether it's a Smack and Raw podcast, the Patreon, where you can hear Travis and I talk about WCW. We just did our latest episode that's up on the Patreon now. The ads aren't done yet. So they're coming. We have two partnerships now. One I'm very excited about. So it only took 5 years, but here we are. Everything Creation World can be found at those locations. So please go check it out. Please do that. And if you're watching live on YouTube, please like and subscribe to Creation World's channel here at youtube.com/Creation World. If you're over on Twitch, you guys get a free membership or subscription. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Subscription every month if you have Amazon Prime. Please throw it our way if you feel so inclined, or to any one of your favorite Twitch streamers, because don't let Amazon keep that money, especially now around the holidays. They're getting fucking plenty. Give it to us, or give it to one of your favorite Twitch streamers. So please go give us that subscription, and also like and follow the channel. We also got awesome emotes that Vince and I came up with that you can use. If you are in the chat for Twitch, Travis is already using the ones that he made. But yeah, so please go do that. And I think that's all. We good? Got everything?
I think so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Put it down.
Listen, this is my show. Like, you can tell me to put down the shocker on your show, which you did repeatedly, but here I'm shocking all night.
Up.
Well, no, I took it down when you said it, and I just brought it back.
Yeah, you're just.
If Matt can hold up the shocker, I'm holding Tommy Oliver right.
You go ahead, and hold Tommy up all episode.
Tommy,
your arms are gonna get tired.
Katie,
it's not that heavy.
Oh, also, if you enjoyed our intro song, go check out Heel Tactics _ on Twitter, or just Heel Tactics over on Hive. We'll talk about Hive at the end of the show. You can follow me there if you want to get off Twitter. It's a whole thing. Come join Hive. Anyway, if you need to get hooked up for your podcast, or you just enjoy what you heard and you want to hear more from him, he does the intro music for all of our podcasts here. as well as Young Kings Wrestling, everything that Katie does for her 14 shows, Get Show podcast. He's hooking us all up, and he does a fantastic job. So please go show him some love.
Mm-hmm.
I have one thing for news and rumors. What do you have anything non-show related other than Kyrie Sane? From because we talked about it last night, but I was on your show, so I didn't take notes from your show.
Yeah, I know you didn't. That's why I'm always prepared. Stop.
Shock.
I mean, Takeshita signing with AEW. That was the thing that happened. And then Randy had back fusion surgery like today.
Randy Orton had back fusion surgery, so finally getting the correction needed from the curse of Riddle. Hopefully on the mend and getting to the other side of it. I hate to see it happen, but you made your choices, Randy. You know, you saw the trend and you still picked a bad friend. Now here you are with a broken back from carrying that tag team,
and
but
no idea when he's coming back.
Yeah, best wishes. I hope you get better. Idea.
I think people were saying it's like the same back injury Sean had, and like, I don't even know when that was.
98?
Yeah, when he was out for 4 years. I think people are saying it's the same one. So
Randy's gonna be gone for 4 years and then come back.
Sean was off for 4 years because he got really into drugs and other things.
That's also true.
Randy could find Jesus way earlier than Sean did and come back quicker.
Well, I can help him find Jesus. I think I can ask him for his address in Houston and then just send it to Randy.
Speaking of, where is Jesus?
Where is? I don't think he got the memo that we're going.
He should have me every tweet that I make
highlighted
so that notifications for me on.
Bell notifications.
I know he has. I guarantee he has Katie's on. Anyway, listen. What were you saying about finding Jesus, Katie? I know what Vince said. What were you saying?
Like technology is way more advanced now, so he very well probably won't be gone as long as Sean was, like excluding the whole drugs thing.
Yeah. Okay. The last bit of news and rumors, other than oh no, please take a shit, or Konosuke take a shit, or whatever the fuck his name is, from Japan signing with AEW. Congratulations to him. It's a long time coming. I know that he has a lot of fans over there. I think he's one of Mox's young boys, which is a weird thing to say, but that's something to say over there. So do your thing. Congratulations to him. Kairi Sane, former NXT Women's Champion, former Tag Team Champion in WWE, now current Stardom ICUP Strongest Uterus Champion. Proud of you.
What?
She's the IWGP Women's World Champion.
No, I know, but like Matt.
He said it. Well, if you listen to my show, Matt said it there too.
Well, I actually did.
ICUP Strongest Uterus Champion. I don't understand the problem here.
Well, what that means.
I did, so I can go pick up Melissa from the airport, so I didn't watch the rest of the show. I only got up to the point where me and Jesus were flirting with each other, and then after that,
I was literally 10 minutes into the show.
That's about as all as I was able to watch, unfortunately.
So Vince doesn't watch my show, confirmed.
I mean, he could have listened on the car ride there and just had it on.
Could have.
Technology does allow.
True. Yeah, I didn't think about it. I was blasting tunes.
I understand.
Well, you're blasting tunes. Katie, blast us off with a spit or swallow, please.
Wow, your transitions. Well done. Very proud of you.
Finger blast.
I thought you were going to. I'm going to swallow everything that happened on Raw with like the Brawling Brutes and the Judgment Day stuff. Because I was intrigued. I was invested. Sheamus and Finn, who haven't had a one-on-one match yet, like in WWE, that idea alone is intriguing because both are fantastic wrestlers on their own. But no, the match was great. Like, dumb is dumb, but besides dumb, the match was great. So yeah, I'll swallow that. It's bad.
You're talking about KO, who normally comes out by himself, coming with 4 guys, and a purpose.
Yes.
And then we had the great promo from Drew that really got me excited for War Games. I talked about it on Twitter tonight. we'll talk everything Brawling Brutes bloodline right now, like while we're on it. So you got it on your notes from SmackDown. We're going to talk about it now. But anyway, we get the promo on Raw. I talked about it. Sheamus and Drew together could be the new APA. I would love to see it. They should make it happen. Mm-hmm. I was a little disappointed when the Sexecutioners music hit because I was like, why are you guys getting involved in this? But, Brawling Brutes defeat the Sexecutioners. KO stuns Finn. OC killing on the ramp. We got Sheamus saying he doesn't respect Finn, and then they insult each other in Irish. I got lost until they agreed to fight in that 6-man tag team match. Finn doesn't care about any of the War Game shit. He just wants AJ. Like, he wasn't even about the promo. It was doing great, and then Dom got started, and Damian got involved, and it was a whole thing. The only good things that Rhea and Dom have done is what they did for Thanksgiving, because don't let that man run, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let him run away. You go to his house on the holidays with a camera and whoop his ass in his own house. This man barely had his mask on before he got knocked out in his dining room. He's like, oh, fuck, I have to put the mask on.
So I got 2 spits and a swallow for that thing. That was actually where I was gonna kick my stuff off. So I'm glad we're talking about it now. I'm gonna swallow the fact that Dom out there brought a camera crew and Rhea to just beat up on his dad and continue the story. And said, let's continue this. So I'm swallowing Dom and Rhea just being heathens, being a menace to society in the house.
Rhea took Dom's virginity, and he is hooked.
I mean, can you blame him?
That tends to happen. But I'm spitting the fact that they keep continuing to do Rey Mysterio dirty. I'm not okay with it. I want him to get back on the up and up. I want him to have a come up. I want him to have that moment of clarity and be like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this boy. What?
Who's doing Rey Mysterio dirty? His son, who you just swallowed for doing Rey Mysterio dirty.
I'm talking about the booking of Rey Mysterio. I'm talking about.
But you do realize if Rey Mysterio wasn't booked this way, then Dom wouldn't be your favorite heel on Raw, the quote unquote best heel on Raw.
Yeah, that's why it's a spit. So it's a spit and swallow. So I guess I can gargle it if you want to just go with that.
Ray's past his prime. It's time to move on from Ray.
He's in a boot.
Ray passed things off.
No, that's my whole thing. It's like, it's fine. Look, I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I just want better things for Rey Mysterio. That's all.
Well,
but my biggest spit here. Okay, forget the whole Rey Mysterio stuff because we can go on a tangent. We're dropping that. We're moving on. I'm gonna spit the poor representation of an actual Mexican household. Because if Angie was portrayed how she normally is, or any Mexican mom, mother, grandmother, auntie, whatever, she coming out with the chancla and she beating on Rhea, she beating on Dom. That's a failed representation of a Mexican female household, like the female dominant figure in that house. I guarantee you can say whatever you want about Rey Mysterio, but I guarantee you, Angie, if that was actually happening non-scripted, Angie would have came out with the chancla, with extension cord, with whatever, and just beat the shit out of that boy.
Unless this is more evidence of Ray being a poor head of the household. He is now not only ruined his children, but he has gentrified his wife and taken away that aspect of her by putting her in this beautiful home with all this fancy, expensive shit.
That has nothing to do with it. You can take, you can never take that spirit out of a Mexican woman. I'm telling you right now.
Take the Mexican woman out of Mexico, but you can't take the Mexican out of the Mexico out of Mexico. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
Something like that. So that's all I'm saying. It's no Mexican woman is older woman, like a mother, auntie, grandma, whatever, is not going to come out there and beat on some ass with a chancla. That's all I'm saying. That's poor representation of Mexican household by WWE. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough. I also blame Ray for that because this is his segment. This is his child. He should be like, hey, this is how things should be. I'm gonna need Angie to come in, and start hitting people.
And Angie wears the pants in that family. I can guarantee that. Which is why she should have came out swinging with the chancla.
Let's also not forget that none of this would be happening if Ray had just kept his family the fuck at home like everyone else does.
That too. Or he just
brought them around wrestling, and now they're all getting fucked by Australians, including him in his own house.
Damn. I mean, so yeah, Bloodline, yeah.
Yes. So then we move to SmackDown to continue this story. We got Kevin Owens coming up to Sami Zayn. He's like, listen, I have bailed you out of so many situations where you ran your mouth and pissed people off and they fucked you up. Like, what do you saw what Roman does to his own family? The fuck you think he's going to do to your Canadian ass? Like, you think he cares about you? You say something wrong, he's going to fuck you up. And the whole time, Jay has just got the door open. He's cracked and he's listening. He's like, yeah. And Kevin Owens says, you should probably turn on the bloodline before they turn on you. What's up, Getcho? What's up, Allison? Thank you for joining us. Also, Tabori, appreciate you guys all being here. Then Jay comes out and starts questioning. So, Sammy, what's up? Oh, I just got here. Oh, you just got here. You talked to anybody? No, I didn't talk to him. Why the fuck are you lying, Sammy? Why don't you just say KO came to talk to me? I told him to go fuck himself. Like, he came over here trying to cause problems, and I got him out of here. Like, why would you lie to the man that hates you?
It's my favorite. I love it so much.
Yeah, that's part of my swallows too, is the whole Sammy KO bloodline drama continues to intensify. I love it. It's fantastic. Yeah, Ben got
I didn't get a haircut. That's weird.
That's talking about me because I'm popping.
And
that's weird. That's
to
weird.
top it off, that APA tag team of Sheamus and Drew get the win in the main event of SmackDown to get the advantage in War Games with
And
Sammy sitting there looking stupid.
Guess who ate that pin? Jey Uso.
So, not looking good for Sammy. But War Games this Saturday, tomorrow night, in less than 24 hours, is going to be fucking awesome. I told my wife that she's going to have to drive home from my parents' house from our second Thanksgiving so that I could watch the show and not miss it. So,
it's very nice of her.
No, I drive all the time, so she every now and then I'm like, hey, I want to watch this. If you don't want me watching it while I'm driving with you and our daughter in the car, like an irresponsible person, you're gonna have to drive. Like that's how that works.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
So, don't yell at me.
I wasn't yelling. Trust me. If I was yelling, you'd know I was yelling. You've heard me yell at Vince. You should know what my yelling is.
Oh, I know.
Vince, spit or swallow.
Okay. We're starting with AEW this week, and it's gonna. I'm doing this one segment, but I'm spitting and swallowing. So I'm gonna start with the spitting portion of it. I'm gonna spit the elitists using their white privilege to get a best out of 7 match after they lost the title match at Full Gear. It's like, maybe you guys can explain to me because I was completely lost. I was like, wait, why is this match? Wait, what is this best out of 7? Because when I was watching Full Gear, I watched it on mute because I refused to listen to JR. So I just saw the match end and I thought that was it. So I'm over here assuming that Matt, Kenny, and
Nick.
Yeah. Matt, Kenny, and Nick used their white privilege to get a best out of 7 so they can be like, no, we didn't actually lose. No, not you, Matt. No.
I can tell you why.
Okay.
Now, to my knowledge, it is because, I mean, they used definitely their EVP powers for it.
White privilege.
Not the same thing in this case. But because Phoenix used the hammer and that was a whole thing, they said, well, no, that's not gonna fly. So now we get the best of 7, even though Penta used the hammer on Wednesday.
Because that's my whole issue about it. It's the fact that it's pro wrestling. People cheat all the time, especially the elitists. So that's my whole issue. It's like, you lost the match, forget about it, drop it, move on. You took that out, take that out, hold that out. Matt, yes.
I'm going to agree with Vince on this, and I'm going to preface this with, I already went off about somewhat this situation last night on the She Lead Showcase. I'm not going to do it. I am, however, going to admit that I've done some thinking in the last 24 hours, and I think where you stand on who you side with or whether or not you're interested in this is it's personal bias. So, like, for me, I was like, fuck the Young Bucks for taking shots at CM Punk after saying everyone needed to move on. they've always come off to me as immature douchebags. I don't see the appeal in Kenny or the Young Bucks. I never have. I tried. I just don't get it. CM Punk, I do enjoy, and I don't see him as the toxic person that everyone else seems to portray him as, or not everyone else, but a lot of people seem to portray him as. However, in this case, because I have that bias and because it's fuck the cucks and blow mega all day long, 100% white privilege, Vince. I am with you all day long. Those fucking EVP bastards using their white privilege to get shit that they do not deserve.
100%. Thank you.
Instead of staying in their lane as EVPs, and being the people that they should be, they're constantly abusing their power, and it's off screen. There's no reason for best.
It's off screen and on screen. It's on screen and off screen. So they're abusing it in both categories. But
I'm fuck the Elite all day at this point. And like I said, if you really want to hear me go off, go listen to the She Elite showcase from last night.
I will.
I apologize to Katie for that already because I probably alienated her entire fan base that's there to watch Savannah.
It's fine. I won't have a show now because Matt's rude and disrespectful.
That was not the attitude you had last night. Apparently, this shit is terrible.
I literally was going to say, I was just about to say, no, I'm just kidding. I don't fucking care. But you cut me off.
No. But out of that one terrible mistake came a beautiful blessing and an amazing swallow. So, gonna go ahead and swallow Mexican superiority. I can't talk. Superiority. Help me out, man.
Superiority.
Thank you.
Supremacy.
Mexican supremacy. Yes. We get the win against the Elites. Fuck them. We won. They used the hammer again. They can go suck a lemon. Hope they lose 4-0. I hope it's a sweep. It's what they deserve. So swallowing that.
I'm with you. I personally, by the way, also shout out to the Will Gray, the Will Gray who showed up, and Kyle, the Will, Vince's Will. Anytime I get to see the Italian flag with a tattoo waved proudly, I'm happy to see it. So yes, all about that Mexican supremacy. Wave that flag.
The fact that you struggled to even pull that flag out of God knows where.
Okay. So the thing is that there's only so much height on like this between the ceiling and the floor in my basement apartment, and this is a really long pole, and I refuse to cut off a pole from my Mexican flag, so I'm a struggle, but I'm a wave it.
Well, my first swallow since Apron Bump brought it up is going to be the Bray Wyatt stuff from tonight. Now, again, listen, if you are listening, softest part of the ring, I've always said what I like is what I like, and what everyone else likes is what they like. And I'm never going to tell you you need to like what I like or you shouldn't like what you do like. If you didn't like it, that's fine. I had somebody on Twitter, Bob, hit me up today and call it trash. And that's the opinion. It's fine. Me personally, the ongoing story of LA Knight, the fact that I came here last night and I shamed Vince for implying that Bray Wyatt did it, and then Bray came out and said, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I fucking told you, Vince. You just alleging that this man is abusing people backstage for no reason. It's fucked up.
I don't consider it abuse because I personally would be 100% okay with Bray Wyatt attacking me from behind and just having his way with me in the backstage area. But that's neither here nor there. I don't consider that abuse.
I love this whole like Bray coming out and being the good guy and then bad things happening. And it's the build to the eventual reveal of who Captain Howdy is, and ultimately what this Bray Wyatt Uncle Howie. Howdy.
Uncle Howie.
Yeah. Well, I had a Grandpa Howie. Captain Howdy is from
It's okay. I can say
I'm talking fast. I'll slow down. Uncle Howdy, and what this eventual character of Bray Wyatt is going to be leading into, assumably the first feud with LA Knight, or however this goes. We also found LA Knight did not die last week, but may have died this week, crushed by a cart in the back after talking shit again. Because common theme in wrestling, you continue to talk shit and then you get dropped, and then you don't learn your lesson and you talk shit some more and then you get dropped.
But that's the perfect thing, because like I see what Will's saying about like LA Knight, and you know what? LA Knight's not for everyone. I liked LA Knight the minute he jumped into NXT. You guys took a minute. It wasn't until his babyface turn where you guys warmed up on him. And maybe you guys, I don't know how you feel about his current SmackDown run right now as the reincarnated LA Knight. But I love that he continuously talks shit and keeps getting laid out in the back by this mystery assailants. Who knows who it is?
Allison, run the tape back. I guarantee I shouted you out already earlier with Get
You
Show,
did.
and I definitely did.
He did.
I acknowledged you.
We acknowledge you,
Don't worry.
Allison.
Here, this
Acknowledge
is
the
how we
the
acknowledge
bastard.
you on the Smackin' and Raw podcast. You have been acknowledged.
I'm not doing it.
Come on, Katie. Throw it up.
No.
Throw it up for the Smackin'.
Throw it up.
You
Throw
want
it
to
up.
be Pornhub Poppy, you got to throw it up.
Gotta be the one. Are you the one?
No.
We the ones.
We're technically
ones.
that'd be the threes.
We the threes.
I'm not doing
Also,
it.
why
I'm
is
not...
your did you lose some of your pinky? Put your hand back up. Why is what is up with that pinky? What do you go? What's
Did you lose some of your
why does your pinky? I don't know. It looked like you
your
had
pinky looks oddly small.
right. Some look weird. Some look
You know,
weird.
it's not about size. We established last week.
Yeah,
that
size
doesn't
does not matter. Ladies
I
and
know.
gentlemen.
Size
Hey,
does not
listen.
matter. So don't you shame me.
I
But
know,
Katie will not put up the shocker.
Yeah, I'm no. Stop.
That's a
Yeah.
shocker.
Honestly, I'm not going to force you to put up the shocker. You don't have to.
Yeah, I know you want Vince. Stop it.
I just want to give you shit. Katie, spit or swallow,
No,
since
you
you're not shocking.
don't. I'm gonna gargle Alpha Academy, or more so. No, thank you, Justin. More so Chad Gable. What?
No, keep going. I'm sorry. I was in my head, mouth something.
Okay.
Same.
Like I'm spitting the fact that Riddle was involved at all, but I mean, Chad Gable. I can't with the show anymore.
What's wrong with uncircumcised pinkies?
Are we really about to go into
Like,
this
I
conversation?
are we shaming? I thought we don't shame here, Matt. Like, we don't kink shame, but
Then
We
we
don't
have
king
this
shame. The
conversation?
chat can do whatever the fuck they want. They're not
Chad,
us.
y'all need to be better, Chad. Be better, Chad. Come on, Chad.
Listen, I said we don't king shame. I didn't say Kyle doesn't king shame. I didn't say Allison doesn't king shame. I didn't say Will doesn't king. I don't speak for the chat. I speak for us here on the Smackin' and Raw podcast, and here we do not king shame.
Allison
They-
discriminates against size.
Are their own. She doesn't discriminate against size. She has a preference. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the preference of Chad Gable over Matt Riddle, who had to get involved
Yes.
and everything. And I agree with you. Swallowing Chad Gable. He has
Yeah.
been fantastic. We've talked about this week after week, and anything to do with Riddle is a spit. Honestly, I didn't even put it in my notes because
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like everyone's tired of hearing me shit on Matt Riddle and talk about the curse of Matt Riddle. I wanted to give it a break. So
Well, he's not doing anything of consequence
he
anymore.
never has.
Well, he's not taking a lot of screen time anymore.
Thank God.
Thankfully.
Ooh, the chat's looking for some shoulder. I got you, chat. I got you.
Yeah, I'm not doing shoulder right now.
I think all the shocker talk has gotten Katie out of the mood.
That's right. That's right. Well, we don't yuck anyone's yums. Thank you. Will gets me. See, this is why he's my Will. I'm the
Vince,
word
spit
of
or
his
swallow.
Let's see. I'm gonna swallow the opening segment between William Regal and the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club.
The BBC.
The BCC, the BBC, whatever. Mox looked devastated. That man's been hurt. He's going through some things. That man looked like he was in the verge of having a mental breakdown after he told William Regal to run, walk away, and never come back. Daniel Bryan coming out here having a soul and saying, "Don't beat up this old man," even though I was hoping Mox would beat up that old man. Because
Beat up that old man.
yeah, beat up that old man. Yeah,
Oh,
I love the opening.
You're okay with Mox beating up old men, but you don't like when old men get beat up in their house on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
By their own children.
yeah,
And the girlfriend.
100%.
Make sure we're on the same. We just want to make sure we're on the same page.
1,000%.
You are
1,000%.
biased as to which old men get beat up.
Exactly. Leave my Mexican abuelitos alone.
Huh?
Well, you might have Australian grandchildren.
Why are you still holding the flag?
Because we haven't talked about Santos yet, so this Mexican supremacy isn't over.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies.
No, I'm with you. I was all about it. Bryan Danielson had the balls to slap Mox in the face over it. Like,
But then got on his knees and said, "I'm sorry."
yeah, well, I would have. I probably would have too. Like, chill.
Brian looked like the skater in like every teen movie in the 2000s.
So my question is with this whole thing, Is Regal gone from AEW?
I don't know.
Because I saw a lot of theories online that like him turning on the BCC and it just becoming the CC is pretty much William Regal exiting the company. And at the very end of the promo, Mox told him, bitch, those boots are made for walking. Fuck out of my company. Like, let's go.
Well, I think we're going to have to wait and see when MJF returns next week. And that's going to really determine whether or not we see Regal more. So that's my opinion.
Oh, don't worry, Allison. We'll get there. And trust me, you're probably not the only person spitting Valhalla or on Valhalla at this moment. So, where am I at? Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna actually swallow Omos's new ring gear.
They look cool with the hoodie.
Yes, like I was like, wow, you look like a fucking wrestler finally. This is kind of cool. Like, I'm happy for you.
You look like a creative wrestler, but a good wrestler.
I'm spitting the Johnny Gargano theme change. I preferred it with a female singer. It's honestly not that big of a deal. It's not what the IWC made it out to be. And again, it's preference. Like I mostly prefer songs like that sung by women as is. I think the voices are more appealing, and it's just personal preference. It really wasn't that big of a change or big of a deal the way they made it sound. Like, oh, they did it again. Chill out. Like, it's the same fucking song. It's just a different singer.
Yeah, IWC was.
They did the same thing with Rhea's.
Yeah.
They've been doing that with everyone's theme song, to be honest. It's not just Johnny.
Also, I don't trust Johnny Gargano in this whole situation with Loomis anymore. Like, I feel like he's got something changed this week. The way he was talking about it, where they were like, "Oh, they froze," but I probably froze.
You froze.
Okay. Well, I froze for me, but I don't know if I froze for the viewing audience. They might still hear me, and you guys might have froze. So anyway,
it was so quick I didn't even.
The whole thing where they're like, why are you even involved in this? And he didn't really have an answer other than like he wants to support Dexter Loomis, who he hated. And like, there's something about Johnny weaseling his way into the situation now that has made me very suspicious. And Johnny does have a history of pulling some shady shit. So
maybe the change in theme song, because that felt like less of a babyface theme song and more of like a remix when you turn heel. So maybe Matt's onto something. Maybe he's gonna swerve the swerve. He's gonna actually like be a little weasel and like turn heel on Loomis.
I do not trust Johnny here, and I honestly think that over Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano and The Miz make more sense teamed up together and would play off each other better. And I'm not 100% sure Johnny's not going to pull some shady shit.
Can I just get heel DIY?
That would have been so cool.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Also, you guys heard Miz's promo that he heard himself holding a prick, right?
Yes.
What? No, I didn't listen to anything Miz this week.
I mean, I remember specifically that's what it was because I tweeted it out. But in my notes, it says Johnny loses match with Omos. He was supposed to fight Miz, but Miz jacked off a cactus on TikTok and got hurt. So Miz found Johnny a replacement. So I don't know if he was holding his own prick and got hurt, or if he got pricked from a cactus and I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Johnny did some
prick was involved.
Miz did some shit with a prick, yes. And with Miz, a prick is always involved.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow the Austin Theory Mustafa Ali match. I don't know who Ali pissed off, but this man's getting ragdolled every chance he has. Big Bob's throwing him around multiple times. Austin Theory's beating him up for no reason after the fact.
Didn't he lose? He lost to Ricochet. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, the match was a banger, but Ali's just like getting the shit kicked out of him. Kind of feel bad. But, I mean, the match was good. Like I said, like I've never like hated Theory's in-ring work. Like he's hell of a worker, but his character was always dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
So now that that's gone, and we get this, like
he feels
it's the what am I trying to think? He's like ruthless aggression John Cena. Like that's the vibe I get. Like just pissed off, like new, putting it in quotes, but like he's been around. But like that's the vibe I get from this theory.
Pre-Dr. Thugonomics.
Yeah.
Prototype Cena.
Yes. Prototype Cena.
Okay.
Yeah.
With like, I get that. I kind of get that feeling too, but with like a young Randy Orton prick mentality and ego.
I mean, well, that.
So you're saying if John Cena before he got famous fucked Randy Orton when he first hired on, you get Austin Theory?
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
Isn't that where your mind first wandered off to? That was where my mind.
I mean, he does kind of look like John Cena fucked Randy Orton to begin with, just visually.
The aesthetic is there.
Yeah.
The aesthetic.
Are we lying, Katie?
I never.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
And is that not something you'd probably watch?
I don't know.
I'm not into it. I think I'd watch just for pure, like shock factor.
Research purposes only, I'd watch.
Yeah,
I don't know why the word shock has been so apparent recently.
Shocking, isn't it?
It just kind of happened on your show, and I thought I'd carry it over into Friday because it's Friday, and it's more appropriate on the show.
All right, Rebecca Black, calm down.
No, I'm with you. Seth's promo was great. He talked about how he survived Lashley because he's a survivor. The Theory's stupid, not for the cash-in, but for fucking with the Messiah. Told Theory to call Cody and see how fucking with the Messiah works out for people. Yeah. Theory defeats Ali. Bobby pops on the Tron, tells Theory to keep his ass there because he's on his way down. Bobby says Theory picks up his scraps. Theory says Bobby got beat by Seth and Brock and that Theory's going to win at Survivor Series. Then Lashley whips his ass. Theory tries to even the odds with a chair. Does not go his way in any way, shape, or form. Apparently, toys do not affect Big Bob in any way, shape, or form.
Good to know.
And then Ali, for whatever reason, after losing, after all of these ass whippings in the back, decides to just be there in fucking Gorilla and gets chucked at Bobby, and then Bobby just destroys him for shits and giggles.
For the shits and the giggles.
Can't catch a break, man.
Poor Mustafa.
It's the shorts. It's been a downward spiral ever since he changed the gear. Am I wrong? Go back and see when he started like declining. It was when he put on the shorts.
I don't know if I necessarily believe you.
We can do the research. We can go back and go and check the tape.
You can do the research.
I need you both to answer that question.
That's Cena. Cena's the top. Come on.
The question on the screen from April Bump is who would be the top between Orton and Cena?
It's definitely Cena. Cena's the top.
See, I think it's Orton. I really do.
I think it's Orton.
Yeah.
I think Cena's a power bottom. So there we go.
Travis, if you're still here, can Cena's a power bottom be the title of this show?
You're welcome.
Power or just power bottom in general.
Yeah, I think we can get away with power bottom. I don't think we're gonna get in trouble.
Yes, I'm gonna hold the flag the whole show. I am proud of my country. We did well.
While you're being proud, spit or swallow.
I am swallowing the pride I felt when the Acclaim came out, scissoring, rapping, and cutting their promo. Daddy ass, his hand is all healed up. He was out there scissoring. They main evented Dynamite. They closed off Dynamite with the Acclaim scissoring. That was fantastic. Hugest swallow of the week.
No, they didn't.
What are you talking about?
Vince.
The Acclaim was the last thing that happened on Dynamite, and
no.
The main event.
No.
The main event match.
That is the last thing you watched.
No, that was the main event.
No. See, I'm right. I know. No, Vince.
What?
Come on. You know what the main event was.
Well, technically speaking, if we're looking at what main event in terms of the matches, it was the women's triple threat tag match between Hayter.
That
Britt.
also was not the main event.
That was the main event match, and then the main event segment was the Acclaimed.
Vince.
Scissoring the night away.
We all hate Jericho. That doesn't defeat the fact that he was on the show.
Who?
See, here's the thing, Katie. You at this point, you're just annoying yourself. Like you could just ignore it and let it be, and then talk about the match later if you want it.
I was
gonna say you're just feeding into him at this point. By the way, happy day after Thanksgiving to everyone joining us. We appreciate you guys being here. Thank you all. Hunter showed up. Fuck you, Hunter.
Love
I am going. So I'm spitting the name change because I thought that they were just going to retroactively change her name to Michin from Mia Yim. And the issue that I have with that is you brought her back as Mia Yim, but then we talked about this last night. So essentially, the IWC has bullied WWE, which TC has talked about extensively. Why WWE giving into what the IWC wants is a problem. And here is a perfect example. If you make it her nickname, it's Mia Michin Yim, or you give an explanation for why she wants to be called Michin or something like that, then it's fine. It is what it is. It's okay. Like, who cares? She's still Mia Yim. However, when you change it and then you go back and you take it away because they complained about it for the very first night when it was something she was supporting on her Twitter and shit. So that's where the spit's coming in now.
Didn't they do what's that YouTube show that WWE has, The Bump? Is that what?
Bump?
Yeah, like she was on there. She was explaining what Michin stood for and why it was cool for her, why she liked it, because like that was the nickname that her mom would give her when she was like a little kid. She was running around being crazy. It's like Michin, like calm down, and then it's like, oh, all the guys have a nickname, so I wanted to have a nickname, so that's the nickname and stuff.
And that's the problem. That is the big problem. Is everyone's because we have this Vince syndrome now. We're like, if the music changes, if someone's name changes, it's like, oh my God, I thought Triple H was going to be better and he's doing all the same things that Vince McMahon did, and WWE still sucks and I hate it and it's awful. And shut the fuck up and just let shit happen at this point. Like, there are times to be upset. You guys are getting upset about extra dumb shit lately. Like everything just to be mad about something.
Yeah. People like to bitch
without admitting, like I do, that if I'm mad about it, it's my fucking bias. Like I will tell you, I was mad about the Elite personally on bias. Like it is what it is, because fuck the Elite. However, in this case, how many of you people that were complaining about the name change cared more about the fact that WWE changed the name than you really do about Mia Yim in the first place? That's what I'd like to know.
That's the real question here.
Do you really give a fuck about Mia Yim, or did you just want to bitch about WWE?
Just wanted to bitch.
Guarantee I know what the answer is.
Bitch in the morning.
Any thoughts from you guys on that before we go back to Katie and let her spit or swallow?
I honestly didn't know they changed. They dropped the whole Michin thing.
I mean, so they did on the website because it was changed to Michin and then they switched it back to Mia Yim. But on the like lower third when she was supposed to come out at the end for like the brawl, it still said Michin.
But I think they changed it on the website back to Mia Yim after the show. So
yeah, that's when I don't know.
Yeah,
when it was happening.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow at War Games.
Yeah,
I can't wait for War Games.
It's so
fun. Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm going to swallow any and all things Toxic Attraction, bro. They have no right to be looking that damn good. Those shirts, fire. Them just being like, yeah, we're the shit. Mandy did it by herself. Isla Dawn wasn't there for Mandy.
She pronounced it Isla Dawn.
Yeah,
you still can't pronounce debuted, but she fixed Isla Dawn.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Yeah, all things Toxic Attraction. I'm very excited for the Iron Survivor Challenge to see who will go after Mandy next, because that is going to be like her next opponent, I guess. Well, no, she should have a match at the takeover. I just don't know who that will be.
I don't think she's actually going to have a match. I think
she
maybe
might.
She could, but I don't see her getting the. I don't see the whole point of doing a number one contenders match to determine the number one contender, and then just be like, oh, by the way, you're the number one contender on the pay-per-view that we're going to determine.
They're doing that with the men's. Like Braun and Apollo have a match at the pay-per-view, I think.
Well, because they were setting, I feel that because they were setting that up already. They've been setting that up for a few weeks prior to the announcement of the Iron Survivor stuff. They just
yeah.
they can do. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't see it happening, but I'd be pleasantly surprised. But I'd be cool.
Alba could argue her way into another title shot.
She could.
She could. I don't want to see it anymore. I think she's had too many cracks at the apple.
We can see who's in the challenge next week, and then whoever isn't can be like, whoa, wait a minute. I deserve a shot at Mandy. Cue title match.
And on top of that, along with this Toxic Attraction promo, we had Disco Ninja Party come out, remind Mandy that Isla helped her, and Caden said that Mandy's personality isn't the only fake thing about her, which got a pop out of me, just for Mandy's reaction. Toxic Attraction talking shit, saying that they're gonna take the titles back and send Disco Ninja Party back to catering and being irrelevant. They beat down Disco Ninja Party, and then Thakita comes up after the show and offers, so she could be Mandy's opponent going into it because she's getting involved in this, and they're setting up that 6-woman tag team match, Toxic Attraction versus the tag champs and Thakita, even though Thakita's still got issues with Zoe. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I
think Zoe can come in and cost a match. There are options. They have there's variables there. There's a lot of moving pieces, so the card subject to change.
Yeah.
Vince, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna just finish off the last two things I have here for Dynamite.
Finish me off.
I'm gonna finish you off nice and well. I'm swallowing the return of House of Black on AEW programming and fucking up the Best Friends and fucking up what was the attack?
QT Marshall
and the
Factory.
Yeah. Build the Bear Factory. So House of Black. Shout out to House of Black. I'm glad to see Malachi Black back on my television screen. I'm glad he's yes.
Do one of you have an elderly gentleman in your house at this moment?
It's my mom's husband.
Okay.
Coughing.
Okay.
I'm the only gentleman in this household at the moment.
That is what you hear. I didn't realize that got picked up, so that's kind of annoying.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, nothing you can do about it. I did hear it though, and I honestly I thought it came from Vince's house. I was like, "What you got going on in that back room, Vince? Trying to make rent?"
He has multiple back rooms.
You want to take a tour?
I mean, we've had a tour of everything but the bedroom. No, we've been in your bedroom.
We've been in my bedroom. We've been in the living room. We've been on the couch.
Casting couch.
We haven't been in the kitchen. We haven't been in the bathroom.
I mean, I saw Jesus in the kitchen once, so like that was kind of being in the kitchen.
Going into the kitchen.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm with you. I was super stoked about the fucking House of Black. Listen, I was so ready to shit on this in my notes. I even talked about it last night, where I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have to watch a Jake fucking Hager match, and then after a Jake Hager match, out comes QT Marshall. What kind of terrible booking is this? This is everything. Like, I don't give a fuck about Jake Hager and a stupid fucking hat, and I definitely don't care about anything that QT Marshall and the Factory are doing. And then the lights went out, and then there was Julia in her beautiful hat in the red lighting, summoning destruction for this division, and they come out and they beat the shit out of everybody, and I fucking loved it. And it turned my entire perspective of the segment around. So props to our favorite cokehead, Tony Khan, for booking it this way and giving me something to love in the return of Malachi Black and the House of Black to my TV and AEW, because I have been sorely missing it.
See,
I love Julia Hart.
This is why she was great. She's been a much bigger role ever since they went away and came back. So I'm all about it. She's kind of like their size doesn't matter. No. But I'm a fan of it because it adds a legitimate trio that can be in that trio's title picture. And I want to see House of Black versus Triángulo de la Muerte. Fuck the elitists. Swallowing Jake Hager's hat.
Of course he is.
Can't help you out there, Kyle. You know.
It originally was Daniel Garcia's hat.
And he nutted a little.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kyle doesn't have a gag reflex, but I think even he'd gag on that hat trying to swallow it.
Well,
I'm gonna finish off Raw. I am swallowing Asuka losing to Rhea, and the bad girls getting the advantage in War Games as per what normally happens, because the good guys, the Brawling Brutes got it. You know, depending on where your alliances lie, if you're with Team Roman, then you might view them as the good guys. But the baby faces essentially got it for the men's War Games. The heels got it for the women's War Games. I wasn't really feeling the promos. Like, they were great.
Nah.
But we got a big brawl at the end, and Asuka versus Rhea was fantastic, and Rhea getting the win. So I'm going with that.
It's Rhea's first match on Raw since being injured. So, and people who were constantly shitting on the fact that Asuka and Rhea didn't have chemistry the last few times they face each other. Yeah, I hope you all choke on it because they did fine this time. So
I'll swallow it,
I'll choke on it. Yeah,
yeah,
like, I'll eat my words. It is what it is.
Yeah.
However, I will say that all of that was prior to the fact that she took Dominic Mysterio's virginity and destroyed Rey Mysterio. So maybe that helped her find some chemistry.
She just
with
needed
Asuka.
a little session.
Anyway.
anyways.
Katie, spit or swallow?
Spitting Schism, who do not know how to do a proper sacrifice. I will give a special little side swallow to Ava because her facial expressions when she was hugging the dude and like she looked all happy, it was literally just her eyes. You can see them change. That's good. I give her major props for that. But the whole other, it was terrible. A random dude out of the crowd, put through a table. What?
Well, no, I'm with you. I'm spitting. I have spit. However, there were so many fucked up elements to this. Like, first off, I wasn't paying attention. Who the fuck was this dude? Just somebody out of the crowd?
Dude from the crowd. I'm assuming
okay.
someone from the PC.
Schism comes out and I tune out. And I wasn't paying attention. All of a sudden I looked up, there's some random dude there, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Crowd, it felt like an ECW show because they just started chanting sacrifice, and I'm like, am I back in fucking 1998 ECW? Like, what the fuck's going on here? He babbled something about Thanksgiving and Black Friday becoming Schism Invictus or Independence Day or whatever the fuck he was talking about. I don't know.
Yeah.
I said this last night. A real sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen, requires a knife and a naked person tied to an altar, not a table and a fully clothed person put through it. That is not a sacrifice. If we're going to do real witchcraft-esque sacrificial shit here, we're going to need an altar, some bondage, and a knife.
Very specific.
I'm still under the impression that more people will join Schism. Have I said this theory on here before?
But didn't they say in their promo that no one else is joining Schism? They're like blocking it off for everyone.
They're 4 roots.
Yeah.
See, I understand that, but in my head and in my theory, they have 4 of the 7 deadly sins on their masks.
Okay.
Why not include 3 other people for the 3 other deadly sins?
I mean,
that's fair.
It's people that Matt hates, so just throw in Hank and Crocodile Dundee. Like, what's his face?
Who?
I don't know. I don't know why I call him Crocodile Dundee. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Grayson Waller?
No, Eachin Andy or whatever.
Why? How the? Hold on. No. First off, Kyle, if you want a side swallow to be taken in the ear, you can call it whatever you want. Yes, Will, bondage, strapping someone to an altar, I feel like is considered bondage. You tying someone up, I feel like that's in a way that's bondage. Crocodile, that is nowhere near what we call it. That's you would be closer to Grayson Waller being Crocodile Dundee than fucking
Grayson Waller.
Prehistoric Paul, Jurassic Jim, Ancient
Stegosaurus
Andy.
Sam.
So, for like I said, I didn't say what you guys call him. I don't know why my brain associates him as Crocodile Dundee. So I'm my Crocodile Dundee, for whatever reason. So
he doesn't even look like Crocodile Dundee.
He also was an Australian.
I know. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying that's where my brain goes. That's where the word association goes. Crocodile Dundee.
So, while I appreciate Katie's theory, I put Katie and Theory together, and I got Carrie. I'm sorry. If you and Austin Theory had a child, you should name it Carrie. Neither here nor there. While I appreciate Carrie, I'm fuck.
God
While
damn
I
it.
appreciate KT's theory, there we go, got it out.
Very good.
I don't give a fuck enough about Schism, nor do I want to, that I need them to add any more members or make this any more of a thing than what it is. I'd much rather it just die a slow death and Ava go about her business and be fantastic on her own.
I mean, I'm not saying I want that either, but I'm just saying it is a possibility.
I honestly just fast forward through Schism. Like I saw it and I was just fast forwarding. Like I don't care.
Vince, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna finish off AEW with my last thing. It's gonna be a spit. I'm gonna spit the fact that Ethan Page lost to Ricky Starks. I wanted Ethan Page to win. I like Ethan Page. I've liked him ever since I watched him here in freelance wrestling here in Chicago. I like Ethan Page. I think he's an underutilized talent in AEW. Nothing against Ricky Starks. I just want Ethan Page to win. So I'm spitting Ethan Page taking the L.
I'm swallowing the match because it was a good match. Also, they've been building Ricky Starks. I'm happy to see him get a win and move on. Like this whole tournament has been geared as a machine to push Ricky Starks into the next spot that they want him to. And I don't appreciate you being all Vicky Guerrero right now and swallowing white men or whatever you're doing
Canadian.
with Ethan Page.
He's still white.
He's still white.
I don't quite care for Ricky Starks like that.
That's fair.
Absolutely, Ricky Starks.
Listen, a lot of the characters that we like over in AEW, you don't, and that is fine, Vince. It is your prerogative to enjoy.
Wait, time out. He wrestled himself on a green screen. That's a swallow right there. Well, I gotta disagree with you right there, man. That's kind of cool. Imagine only wrestling yourself in a green screen. We could get that.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see that. Can you, if you can find the video, can you send that to me? Well, I'm kind of curious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I want to see it.
Piqued my interest.
Swallowing Chicago Pride. Yeah, swallowing Chicago.
Oh, absolutely, because they chanted "fuck the elite."
Didn't they also chant "fuck CM Punk"? Or where was the fuck?
They chanted both.
Yeah.
They chanted both.
I said this in a tweet, and I fully believe everyone chanting "fuck CM Punk" or cheering the elite were out of towners from like Wisconsin or some shit and shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like they were all visiting for the show. They were not from Chicago. That's personal mental canon that I've created.
Yeah, no,
So.
I 100% agree. I think I saw that.
So we had 3 women's matches on NXT, correct? I wrote down 2. So I know we had Kiana James versus Ivy Nile.
Yep.
We had Cora Jade versus Wendy Chu.
Yep.
We also had Zoe Stark versus
Sol Ruka or Ruka. That's my next swallow, is the fact that not only did we have 3 women's matches, but all of them. So like Zoe versus Sol was a showcase for Sol, and it led to Thakita coming down. I agree with Hunter twice now on the show, and I think I'm going to be sick. Cora versus Wendy. Looks like Wendy might be getting out of her sleepy gimmick, which I personally enjoy, but like if you're going to move her into something else, I'm also okay with that. The way she's been upset after the match about her loss, and it may lead to her, I need to take this more seriously, whatever they're going to do. So I'm good. Will finally, she sent me the link.
Yeah, he sent all of us the link.
So
and I'm never going to not enjoy Kiana James in that gimmick that she does, where I'm pretty sure like she's some sort of real estate porn star. And Ivy Nile's fantastic. She's a little pit bull. We talked about this. She should be the Stone pit bull, not Itchy. Fallon coming out, bartender, costing Kiana the match. They brawl. The only spit I have is the fact that the Creeds decided to take Ivy's moment and make it about themselves. And then she's sitting there the whole time like, hey, maybe you guys should shut the fuck up about Indus Sher. Like, we might want to like strategize and talk about this and maybe like not provoke these 2 big mean men. And they're like, no, it's cool. Like, fuck those guys. And it's like, when you get your ass beat, Ivy tried to tell you.
I mean, they got them fucked up.
No, I'm with you, Matt, on the whole Wendy Chu thing. I think they are pivoting to something. But if you've noticed recently, she started off with her original gear. It was like a onesie. Then now her pajama bottoms are showing a little bit more thigh. So my theory is that she's going to progressively have more revealing pajama gear until she has actual wrestling gear.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think so. It's gonna be a 2-piece pajama next. More revealing.
I don't know.
She's gonna come out in just nothing but like a t-shirt. One of these.
I'm not opposed to the idea of seeing this, but
I'm not either. But like,
well, a
know.
pajama with wrestling gear underneath. I get what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. I'm open to all possibilities, but this is my little Austin theory.
Any thoughts on Sol Ruka, Zoe Stark, or Kiana versus?
Well, I had all 3 of those matches on my Swallows. So thank you for that. Wendy and Cora did what it had to do. It is pushing Cora as a heel, and it's progressing Wendy Chu's character into something possibly different. Like you guys are saying, more whatever. I'm just ignoring everything happening down there.
That's in the chat.
We talked about Ivy last night. Ivy's probably one of the most underrated women on the roster right now. Like, she definitely deserves more shine than she's gotten. And I like the fact that they brought like Fallon into it too. And basically everyone just hates Kiana James, which is fair. And then Zoe and Sol Sol got to show that she is a fantastic athlete, like Bianca style athletic. And like you can see that. And this was her best match to date so far. And Zoe's good too. Like, I have nothing against Zoe.
I like heel Zoe better.
I mean, her promos are kind of ass, but heel Zoe works if she can bring out good matches in these other women. So I'm about it. But fuck yeah. NXT knows what the fuck they're doing with their women's division. Everywhere else, take notes.
I do want to ask. Matt said this twice already, and Kitty just said it. You guys keep saying last night, but didn't you guys record Shalita on Wednesday? Today is Friday. That's 20.
I dropped it yesterday.
Still,
and technically, it was recorded midnight my time. So that was yesterday.
Central time superior overall is.
Well, regardless, we went into
CTS.
We went into Thursday your time regardless, so I am correct.
Ashley, well, I'm glad you brought that up, man, because that's my spit.
Well, again, as I've said every week, instead of you just leading into it, Vince, spit or swallow.
Isn't it my turn?
You just went. Or no. Yeah, I went.
No, you didn't go. Because she was piggybacking off of your swallow.
So then you were just cutting her off, too.
But you can't blame that on me because you also thought she already did her spit or swallow. We both made
neither here nor there. If you had just stayed in your lane, then I would have been my fuck up. But now it's your fuck up because you didn't stay in your lane.
It's
Katie,
our
fuck
swallow.
It's yours. Own that shit.
No, we own it together. We have property.
Katie, spit or swallow.
Anyways, I'm swallowing Isla Dawn's vignette promo. More spooky witch shit. That is my thing. That is my aesthetic. Julia Hart's doing it on AEW. Isla Dawn's is cranked up and it's fantastic. Now we're gonna get a feud with her and Alba. Again, just more women's feuds that don't involve the title. It snaps all around. And I'm very excited because I didn't get to see a whole lot of her wrestle like in NXT UK because I didn't really watch it. So I'm more so excited to see this character in the ring and more creepy vignettes.
I was excited too when I saw the vignette, but for a different reason.
See, Tabori, I can't disagree with you, but I also can't agree with you because I'm not one of the 12 people that watch Impact. So I've heard great things about their women's division. It's just the rest of the show and the production. I've tried to sit down and watch it. I cannot do it. It's not what I enjoy. It has been very hard for me to try and sit through. The last time I sat down and watched Impact was when Roxanne Perez with the Ring of Honor Women's Championship wrestled Mickie James. And I only tuned in for that match. I think I tried to watch it the week after that, and I was completely turned off.
I thought she wrestled Deanna.
Or no, it was Deanna Prazo. Yeah, it was Deanna Prazo.
Yeah, they put both titles on the line. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I can't do it. But I've heard great things, so I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Vince, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna spit scripts. I know Will swallowing it. The fuck, Reggie was the last person I thought Scripps was gonna be, and that was like the most anticlimactic reveal of all time. Like, it's just a spit. Like, can they turn it around? Sure, but it feels like another Axiom gimmick.
So I am with both of you because in my notes originally I wrote Swallow Scripps was gonna spit, but let's give Reggie a chance. And I agree, let's give Reggie a chance. However, I'm spitting the Dollar Tree fucking costume that they put him in for his big debut, looking like fucking discount whatever the fucking
Serpentico.
Yeah, jobber in AEW is, and no one cares about. Discount Serpentico over here. Terrible debut ring attire. And this is a theory, or not a theory, a theme for the night that we're going to talk about because someone else returned in a very interesting manner.
A lot of people came this week in wrestling.
Yeah, a lot of people came this week in wrestling. Yeah, let's give Reggie a chance.
I said it on She Elite. This seems like two different people. The scripts we got in these phone calls seems like a completely different person who debuted. Debuted
it.
Like they're two different. Like it seems like two different people.
You know what this reminds me of? When they were building up Brodus Clay or Tyrus as like this dominant, vicious monster heel, and he comes out and he's the Funkasaurus and just throws everyone off. That's what this kind of feels similarly, except it wasn't a good payoff because for whatever reason I enjoyed the Funkasaurus. I enjoyed the Funkadactyls.
I was going to say the funny thing about that is that's not even the most disappointing thing Tyrus did in his wrestling career.
No, it's not.
Winning the NWA championship is very top of that list. So,
I mean, Trevor Murdoch had it, so it was only apples and oranges. Disco dinosaur. Yeah.
Give Scripps a chance, and I'm maybe Katie's right. Maybe there is somebody else behind the Scripps gimmick, and they sent Reggie out there.
I doubt it. I have very low hopes for all this.
I don't know why Vince is out here just shutting down all my awesome theories.
Not by design, but now that you pointed out, it's kind of funny. It's kind of
you hate me. I get it.
The race is intensified.
Vince hates Katie as much as Katie hates Will. It's canon.
Oof. So it's a love-hate boner triangle over here.
Can we move on, please?
Scripps.
Who does Will hate? Who does Will hate? That's the question here. Vince is a dream killer.
Yep. Next.
Man, I think it's on you, no?
Yeah, it is. Speaking of a champion named Cash Flow, he looks like a sloppy drunk. Okay. I'm swallowing Wes versus Mello for the North American title. However, Dijak's return at the end of this. Well, not a fan of Mello. Do something, but like move him on from the fucking North American title, please. Get him away from this.
He's gonna be in that Iron Survivor challenge, and he's gonna win.
He better be the one to take the title off of Braun.
Dijak returns at the end, and he's got. He came out looking like fucking the Terminator with his slick back hair and his fucking weird biker cop gimmick with the leather jacket and shit. They had like the closing cage doors. He's here to dispense his own brand of justice, which sounds really racist to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then he botched his own fucking finisher on his re-return / debut and missed the fucking knee to the Feast Your Eyes. And this is not a good start for Dijak. And I love Dijak. I was excited for him to come back. Like, I don't like his personality, but in ring he is fantastic. And I was really hoping they were going to find something that works for him. And I guess I'll give it time, but this is not a good start.
I am not as down on the Dijak return as I was on the Reggie return because, look, the look is different. We're gonna see where it goes, but I love Dijak. I've been a huge supporter of the man ever since he started NXT and he got moved up. I think the guy is great, especially his like series of matches with Keith Lee. Fantastic, chef's kiss, one of the best things in NXT history. So I have hopes for it. I'm gonna see where it goes. That I'll give a chance. Scripts, no.
But here's the thing. Reggie came out and did his thing. Like Reggie did what Reggie does. Like he was great in ring. It's just he had a shitty fucking
that and that's my main issue with it. If it was just Reggie, I would have been like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Let's see where this goes. But he came out looking like a gesture, like a lucha libre like gesture or something.
And Dijak came out looking like a racist cop. Like I don't understand why one's okay but the other's not.
All right, what is happening?
I didn't catch the racism from Dijak, but
I also did not get the racism vibes.
Yeah, I didn't.
So I'm kind of confused.
I'm a little confused too.
It was the cell doors and the big boss man-esque tribute thing that he kind of going on with the glasses
he's possessed
and shit.
by the spirit of the big boss man.
What the Lucha Underground type shit are you saying over here?
Lucha Libre.
The fact that you're still holding that fucking flag.
He came in and attacked Wesley.
Because Wesley's the NA champion.
Dispensing his own brand of justice. A lot of things.
But you know what? Going back to the match, though,
understand.
I'm swallowing the match itself. I thought it was fantastic. I'm glad that Wesley got the dub there because hopefully this is the final nail in the coffin in the whole Mellow North American title picture scenario, and that it does eventually allow him to go and move on to either the NXT main title picture or move on to main roster.
No, Imperium definitely also did. They definitely felt like that was going somewhere it should not have gone when they first debuted. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm spitting BC Bob attacking Aders and Blade and ripping the sweater vest. Disrespectful. And nobody asked you to be around, you big ass Neanderthal. Like, go.
To be fair, they should have known better than to try and get him to join them.
Listen, they're just nice guys. Trying to... They were like, listen, you're stuck with Robert Stone. Would you like to get away from him for a little bit? They're trying to help him out. And he was a dick.
But why?
I already had energy.
Yeah.
If I sit here and I talk about New Day having bad taste in white friends, I'm going to sit here and talk about Idris and
I don't really think
having bad taste in white friends.
In white friends.
In white friends, absolutely.
He said white friends.
And what was your issue again?
What?
No, I said, so then what was your issue? It sounded like you were like trying to contradict something.
I was just
Matt's.
just trying to say I don't think they were necessarily friends. Or trying to be his friend.
You're trying to be
That's all I was saying.
Oh, okay, so that's what I meant because I didn't catch what you were saying. So I was trying to like.
I thought I heard you say something about whose show is it, and I got very confused.
It's our show. What question is that?
I mean, it's my show and whoever's pouring up Poppy by the end of the year. It's Matt Ritter and the Pornhub Poppy show.
Technically, it's Travis's show.
No, it is not Travis's show. Travis is in here. I actually talked to Travis about that when we did Return to Wrestling. I was like, it's kind of hard for me to call this like your show when you never fucking show up.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not.
Yeah. Those are fair points. It's the whole reason why there's even the Pornhub Poppy race because I was not showing up. So, attendance is key here.
Are we going to do a Pornhub Poppy race in 2024?
I don't care.
I'm not doing no more race. Like if Katie wins, she's permanent Pornhub Poppy. If I win, I'm permanent Pornhub Poppy. I ain't doing no more race for my.
Katie said sure, so it sounds like Katie's down to put her title on the line. She is a defending champion. She says, "Bring it," and Vince is like, "No, I'm not going to show up. There's no 30
I didn't want to defend it the first time. I shouldn't have.
There's no 30-day no compete clause. We ain't doing
what
shit."
the fuck happens if he wins Pornhub Poppy and then stops showing up again? Disrespecting your title if you win.
When I win. Yes. Neither here nor there.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
Mexico. Oh, no.
Yeah, Mexico, spit or swallow.
Oh yeah, it's on me now, right?
Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama.
I'm swallowing Becky coming to SmackDown and joining Team Bianca. There was rumors of Becky Lynch being the surprise member. I was really hoping it'd be Candice. I don't know if she's injured and that's why she's not an option, or maybe Becky came back from injury sooner than expected and they figured let's just throw her in there because she's the bigger name, which would suck for Candice if that was the case. But if it was Becky, it just makes more sense to save it for the pay-per-view. Why blow your load on SmackDown? Imagine the huge pop they would have gotten in Boston at War Games if the final member comes out as Becky Lynch. It would have been akin to the Kevin Owens reveal at the Chicago War Games.
Two things. One, I'm spitting the fact that SmackDown fucked up and 90% of people didn't get to see that shit live for some stupid fucking college football game. And two, probably a big reason they didn't wait is because they're in Boston and people would have been pissed that it wasn't Sasha.
Sasha's like, it doesn't even make sense why it would be Sasha, because at this point I don't think Sasha is coming back unless it's with Naomi.
We assume.
But the IWC are a different breed. They're different.
Got people to watch SmackDown. That's why they did it. And they're hoping that knowing Becky's going to be there is going to get people to tune in and watch Survivor Series. It was promotion for the pay-per-view, not a surprise at the pay-per-view. They wanted you to tune in and watch the whole show, not just tune in once Becky was announced as the 5th member, which is probably why they did it. Whereas you, who were already going to watch the show, would have appreciated the surprise on the show. They're trying
now I'm not going to watch because it was.
You're not going to watch Survivor Series at all, even though you're swallowing. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm gargling for a lot of the reasons both you guys said. Well, like, yes, no, I'm not mad that it's Becky. Like, cool, it's Becky. It's just the other options for me were more exciting, like the ghost of Tegan Knox's knees, possibly Sasha Banks,
Tegan Knox, or
the idea of Candice Michelle in the War Games match was more appealing. Or Candice LeRae. Well, also Candice Michelle. Could you listen? If she comes back and does a little GoDaddy thing in the middle of the fucking War Games, and then just gets whacked with a fucking trash can, come on! Tell me you wouldn't pop for that.
With a great face, and then
she just comes in and just
she comes with her magic wand.
Yeah, I think it's rocked.
Random sidetrack here. Matt, did you ever play whatever SmackDown vs. Raw that was, where in one of the story modes, Candice Michelle's magic wand was actual magic and she was using it to help Edge facilitate wins or whatever?
I do not remember that.
What?
It turned your character into the boogeyman?
I'm also pretty sure that was based on the gap in our ages around the time that I had fallen out of wrestling and probably wasn't playing WWE games at that point. Like it's funny that I defend CM Punk, and not necessarily defend, because like I've sat here and said he was wrong too. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say he was right the whole time. I just also think that the Elite are douchebags and deserve more hate. And
fuck the Elite.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't fucking like them. However, I didn't actually see the rise of CM Punk. Like I watched everything after CM Punk had already like gotten to that. Like I was out of wrestling that entire like main roster run of CM Punk until like I tuned in maybe for the last year of it, but like the Summer of Punk, all that shit, I didn't see any of that.
But you went back and watched it at least, right?
I watched his documentary, and then I went back and watched matches and stuff like that, things here and there, but not like I didn't watch Raw all through the time that I was out of wrestling.
I was out of wrestling. Like you went back and watched specific like matches.
Yeah, I know what happened and everything like that. Yeah, I went and check shit out.
Did you watch the Royal Rumble where he had like he started as like one of the early entrants and did a whole sermon?
I have seen every single Royal Rumble.
Fantastic, beautiful. Whose turn is it?
It's me, because you swallowed Becky and I gargled Becky. Yeah. I'm going to swallow the Jade interview on Dynamite.
Okay.
Essentially because they wanted to ask her about Bow Wow, and they told us that she was going to, and she's like, I'm not talking about Bow Wow. Fuck Bow Wow, which made me like pop. And also just randomly firing Kiera Hogan at the end.
Dude, well, it's because Red Velvet's back. Can't have
Yeah, I
multiple-
know, but
you can't have more than 2 baddies, I guess.
I was gonna say, is there a
Kira
baddie quota?
Hogan.
I did not know. And why did Kira get fired and not the person that she hated?
Not Layla Gray.
Yeah, because she was
You
not
forgot
about
her name.
Layla Gray being here.
Look, if anything, Kira Hogan's probably the biggest baddie in that whole trio that they have there. My personal preference, I think Kira Hogan was the biggest baddie there. She should have been leading the baddies, like, and then she's like the sub leader. You know how that's what it should have been. But
Oh,
whatever.
I would have taken Kira Hogan over Red Velvet all day, any day. But that's just me.
Mm-hmm. I don't like red velvet cakes, so that's kind of where my disdain comes from.
But yeah, Jay just being like, "Oh, you guys all tuned in to hear me talk about Bow Wow." Well, I'm not going to. Kind of popped me, and then the firing just because I didn't see it coming and I didn't know there was a baddie quota that needed to be filled, and it was filled with the return.
Yeah, I
So
guess it was.
Hopefully, this means that they see enough of Kira Hogan to make her a single star, which I think she can be a single star in the women's division. Either that or Tasha Steele is going to come in at some point, and then maybe they reunite their tag team from Impact. So maybe there's that. There's options.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow Chase U. They got a tag team opportunity. Duke beating up Pretty Deadly and then quote unquote running to Mr. Chase's office. It's fun. I still don't trust Duke Hudson at all, but
I trust him with my life.
I would not recommend that. I don't know. I think it's fun. I didn't expect them to get a tag team opportunity. Like I didn't expect that shit at all. But I mean, the match was fun. I was about it. Fuck yeah, JCU.
Hell yeah. Thank you. I'm glad because that was going to be one of my swallows too. Was everything Duke Hudson and Chase U. He did not mean to cost them the match at the end. He was just overexcited. The chemistry isn't there. He's still learning. He's still a new student. He's learning the curriculum, all that good stuff. I trust Duke Hudson. I think he's an honest soul. I think he's changed his ways. I think he's found religion. He's found education. So shout out to Duke Hudson. I love
religion.
Where is religion coming from, sir?
I'm sure they practice some sort of religious classes in JCU.
I don't know.
I'm fairly certain they don't. I'm
We don't
pretty
know.
Sure
We don't-
that
we
is
don't
not
attend.
a Christian university.
We do not have the Chase U curriculum, so we can't
Based
confirm nor
on
deny.
the language used in the classrooms, I think it is fairly certain there is no religion taught in that school.
Boom.
Or it could be one heck of a religion.
Also, you've got religion with schism. So, like, if you want to do
Yeah.
religion, that's where you go.
I don't think that's religion. I think that's culticism.
Which is religion.
Wow. Are you shaming religions now, Vince?
I mean, I guess that's where we wandered off to.
Wow. For shame.
For shame.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Pretty Deadly anymore. I thought they were.
And you thought they were what?
I thought they were okay at first. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're kind of like a tag team Tyler Breeze, consisting of 2 Tyler Breezes, but I'm over it.
While you're being shamed or feeling shameful or shaming yourself or whatever you're doing there underneath the camera, spit or swallow.
I'm holding my fly with pride.
Yeah, you're holding the pole.
With pride.
Surprised you need 2 hands.
You need firmness. You need grip. I'm going to swallow Braun Strowman taking that fat L to Ricochet on SmackDown because I was so going to be pissed on. Because first off, how it's a World Cup, but the United States gets 2 entries in there. That's cheating. That's hacks. I call hacks right there. So I'm glad they eliminated the one option of the US that I didn't want to be in that whole tournament, which was Braun Strowman. So shout out to him taking that L. Shout out to Rico getting that dub. Yes.
I have a feeling the only reason America got 2 entrants is because the Mexican contestant is soft and broke his ankle. Then got his ass whooped on Thanksgiving and couldn't make it.
No, because Santos Escobar was in there. I don't think they were going to put 2 Mexican entries.
You don't think Ray was going to be in that? Because Ray was
No.
in the whole running for the IC title. It made more sense.
I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be in the. He was supposed to be in it.
I don't think so, but I'm okay with 2 Mexican entries. I think that's totally fair. I think that's just. I think that's the Mexican thing to do, and I'm all about it. Shout out to Mexico.
It's fucked up if they do 2 American entries, but 2 Mexican entries is perfectly fine.
Yes, that's just not white. Like I don't want to see too many white people up in there. Too many Americans up in there.
But there was, I mean, Braun was the only white American in there.
One too many. One too many.
I will agree with that. I didn't need Braun in that, and I'm super happy.
You know what? I'll say this. I'm okay with a white American being in it. However, they put the wrong representation in there. I want more of a Matt Ritter white American in there as opposed to a Braun Strowman white American in there.
I agree with that. However, spitting the fact that Ricochet couldn't just like accept his win and leave and went back down to say Braun Strowman because you're fucking dumb.
Yep.
Like I enjoyed Ricochet winning. I enjoyed Imperium beating down Braun Strowman. Then Ricochet went down there and got his ass beaten. It's like, well, that's what you got for being stupid. Why would you help him?
Yeah, that was just fucking dumb.
It's because this has all been built for Ricochet versus Gunther.
Don't you dare say
where am I wrong? Look at
everywhere.
Well, I will say Ricochet versus Santos should be a really damn good match.
Oh hell yeah! I wish I could just see that one.
Yeah.
It's on me, right?
Yeah, it's always on you.
I'm swallowing Thunder Rosa finally relinquishing her championship, so it is no longer an interim championship, and them recognizing both Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter's reigns as actual women's title reigns and removing the asterisk from them. It's what they should have done when she originally got hurt. I don't know what the deal is, what her condition is. When she they have been pretty much radio silent as to what the fuck's going on with her when she's back. I don't even know what her injury is, or
I believe it's her back.
Or if they're just waiting for her contract to expire because of the issues and the hiding in the bathroom and all that shit. I don't know what's really going on. However, getting the interim shit out of the way was the right call. They should have done it a lot sooner.
So I'm gonna swallow the fact that Jamie Hayter is now recognized as the official AEW Women's Champion, and like you mentioned, Matt, that Toni Storm is recognized as that reign actually counts as an official reign. I'm spitting the fact that, however, they shouldn't have never done the interim stuff. They should have let Thunder Rosa relinquish the title in the middle of the motherfucking ring and given her the respect, and then relinquish the title, and then just let everyone else following that be legit champions. I think it's a slap in the face of Thunder Rosa to have her relinquish the title or say that there has to be an interim champion in a backstage interview, and then off camera, not even let her come on TV and be like, I'm relinquishing the title, and Jamie Hayter gets to be officially be the AEW Women's Champion. I feel like they should have given something to Thunder Rosa. That's the only thing I'm spitting is that, yes.
They didn't show Thunder Rosa any respect as her champion, so I mean, I appreciate you thinking they would have enough respect for her to do that. They don't.
No, I don't think they have respect for her whatsoever. I'm just saying they should have respect for her.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm waving the flag for you, Thunder Rosa.
Like, they didn't respect her as champion.
We support you.
They weren't gonna let her come out and do that. But I agree with you. The interim shit should have never happened. The only reason the interim shit ever started is because Cody had COVID and they needed a TNT champion for Battle of the Belts, whatever, and they gave it to Sammy. That is the only reason all this interim shit started. Punk, when he won it, should have dropped the title. You were injured, you can't compete, deuces, drop your title.
That's a good question. Now, listen, do they show any of these women any respect?
Unless you're Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida.
I'd like to believe that the return of Saray led to them starting to show some of those women respect, including Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, which is now handled. And I feel like say what you want, she has a positive impact on every women's division she's been a part of.
Yeah. Isn't it Saraya?
Yeah, Saraya.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought he said Saraya.
No, he said Saray. I'm like, what?
No, I'm pretty sure I said Saraya.
No, you said Saray. Deadass said Saray. I heard.
I wouldn't have said Saray.
Check the tape. Check the tape, chat.
Check these nuts, Vince.
Who was the
That was
last
Katie.
one? That was Katie.
No, it was me because I did Thunder Rosa, and that's what we've been talking about. So it's on Katie. Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm swallowing Angry Wardlow. This is what I wanted. He shouldn't have lost his title, but the fact that now we get the pissed off War Daddy, War Dog, Wardlow himself. He's out here punching garage doors. He's out here.
Katie wishes it was her.
I mean,
Where's the leak, ma'am?
There you go. He's making people put some respect on his name, and that's what he needed.
For me.
Well, yeah, because you're just a fucking hater. So
Jamie Hater.
You are not Jamie Hater. No, it's I like this, and that means we'll probably get. I don't know if they'll do anything with them at Final Battle for Joe's title. I don't know what their plan is, but obviously you could tell by the look on Powerhouse Hobbs' face at the end of the match too. Neither of them are done with Joe. So, Big Meaty Men Triple Threat Part 2? I'm in.
Maybe, but I'm all about double strapped Samoa Joe. I think he should be double strapped at all time. I like him with all the straps. I want him to put that strap on and just fuck up Wardlow and fuck up Hobbs. So if that's where we're heading, Samoa Joe strapping and fucking up Wardlow, I'm all about it.
You do realize if Samoa Joe strapped Wardlow, that would mean Wardlow got the belt from Samoa Joe.
He's strapping himself. Okay, he's strapping himself to fuck up Wardlow.
Okay. Katie and I, if you want to hear my thoughts on this in depth, go listen to the She League Showcase. I will plug it again. It is available now. We talked about this in depth. However, as much as I love War Daddy, I am much more happy that a Samoan named Joe on 2 different companies' shows have 2 belts to wear around. Because I love me some fucking Samoa Joe. But I also love Angry War Daddy, and I love the prospect of more Samoa Joe versus Angry War Daddy. So at this point, I am in agreement with Katie's swallow. Just not the statement about Wardlow should have never lost, because Joe over Wardlow all day long. In this house.
War Daddy all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
Vince, spit or swallow with your stick.
Okay, so I have one spit, but I don't even know if I want to bring them up and have my one final swallow. I'm going to go with my final swallow, and this is where I'm going to end things off. I started off swallowing Mexicans, and I'm ending the show swallowing Mexicans. Shout out to Santos Escobar and Mexico going to the SmackDown World Cup Finals and possibly, more than likely, winning the finals and going on to defeat Gunther for the IC Championship. And then, like Selena Vega claimed, going after the Bloodline and taking all the titles. Shout out to Delgado.
Is there a way to post a poll in the chat?
No.
Okay. Then everyone in the chat, title of tonight's show, let me know. It's either Power Bottom Cena or Vince Swallows Mexicans. Whatever you guys pick will be the title of the show. So vote in the chat and let us know.
My vote, Power Bottom Cena.
Power Bottom Cena or Vince Swallows Mexicans. Let us know. I'm with you. Santos advancing in the World Cup. Big swallow. I was very happy for him. They're doing much better by Santos on the main roster when he's not feuding with the superior Don of NXT. So all of the good things to happen to him where he can succeed.
I don't know how well that title will go over, but sure. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Oh, there's only 2 votes. You never know.
People get sensitive. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it could be an issue. I don't have an issue with it, but it could be an issue.
I don't think it'll be an issue. You're a Mexican swallowing Mexicans. That's what you do. That's what you do every week.
All right, well,
Whether they're
Dustin put it
bad,
in all caps,
it's
so it's
whether you swallow bad fathers who are Hispanic or leaders of factions who are
We
Hispanic.
could just quit swallowing Mexicans. That's all we could.
I feel like
that's worse.
as bad, if not worse.
I think that's such a broad statement that everyone can agree with.
I'm just saying.
I'm not touching this issue. This is your show.
If Vince swallows Mexicans is an issue, then swallowing Mexicans is going to be a bigger issue.
Chat, let us know.
Anyways, Santos.
Yeah, I agree. Swallow
Mexico superiority this week, except for Thunder Rosa dropping their title.
Allison brought it up earlier. I'm spitting the Viking Raiders. I'm pretty sure that's what Vince's last spit was that he said he didn't want to bring up, but I'm going to. Sarah Logan being called Valhalla, which is the hall in which the dead Vikings go to party after, like, are they saying that she has a giant open wide vagina? Like, what is this reference? I'm not feeling the gimmick.
I felt like that was a little racist that they beat up on Hit Row. And they look kind of racist, and then Sarah Logan is involved.
Wait, how did they look kind of racist?
Because Sarah Logan is involved. That's my soul.
Like when I said he was dressed up like a racist cop, like cop made sense. You just said they look kind of racist. They're just dressed up as Vikings. They're dressed the same way they've been dressed.
Yeah.
Sarah Logan. Logan.
That's not has nothing to do with how they were dressed.
I think so.
They've been dressing like that before Sarah Logan.
Have they though?
Yes.
Have they?
Yes.
Angry white people equals racism. That's a good point there. That's a very good point.
There's a lot about Sarah Logan that equals racism. Neither here nor there. I'm spitting Viking Raiders. The name change. I'm just not, I want to enjoy this and I'm not. It's just not doing it for me. And it's the addition of Valhalla to the group. Like I would have been fine if she just stayed home, did her thing.
I was watching SmackDown. Thankfully, I was on tape late, and I was watching SmackDown. I knew it was going to be a match between Viking Raiders and Hit Row, but I saw Hit Row. I'm like, okay, cool, Hit Row. This is a great episode of SmackDown, and then Viking Raiders came out, and I'm like, fast forward.
If they give me what was her Aphie Valkyrie, was that her name from NXT UK?
I think so.
Yeah, if they had put her in this role, I'd be all about it.
Wait, what?
I know what that says.
Spit Valhalla, even if she swallows the Vikings, the way it's the Mexicans. Nice. That's
Katie spit or swallow.
My last one is just a special little swallow to Ishii for chopping Jericho so bad that he fucking bled. Jericho sucks, but he deserves to get chopped.
Jericho got chopped?
Yes.
Where?
Okay, Vince, we let you do your gimmick. Let her do hers. Yes, no. Jericho's chest is about as weak as paper, and he bled like a bitch from chops.
Which, if you think about it, the amount of times Bryan Danielson's chest has been chopped and hasn't bled, but it looks like hamburger meat, and Jericho gets chopped a few times by Ishii.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
Listen, no thanks. No chops.
So, Vince, you're out, right? You're done?
Swallowing Mexico this week.
Okay. My last swallow is Shotzi taking 2 at the same time because Raquel got spanked so hard in the back. But then I'm spitting the fact that Raquel didn't seek medical attention at the hospital, came out and got more hurt and cost Shotzi that match because she's a dumbass.
I concur.
She's the only Mexican this week I'm not swallowing.
Also, want to mention, because it's the only thing that I saw from Rampage, because I did not know Rampage was going to be on as early as it was, or I missed that memo. Apparently, 10 turned on the Dark Order and basically told -1 to suck it and threw his mask at him. And I love how they were like, we're not going to break up the Dark Order. We're going to leave this together for Brody. And then they let Anna Jay leave, and now Ten is leaving, and they fired a bunch of them. And now it's literally just Evil Uno, Silver Reynolds, and the Child, and that's it.
That's literally it, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could kind of see 10 splitting from Dark Order a mile away. I didn't really expect him to take his mask off and throw it a -1. Damn. I mean, I caught that part on Twitter. Like I told you, I didn't like. I was coming home from work when it was on, so I didn't watch it. But yeah, I mean, if it can lead to a good thing for him, like as a single start, I'm all for it. Because like he is very talented. He's one of like the stronger people they have. So if they can utilize him more, I'm all about it.
I agree. Spitting around his horrible eye makeup.
That was god awful.
Looked like a unibrow.
Stop doing that shit.
Looked like a unibrow this week.
It's good for Preston Vance. It is terrible for Tiny Hands, Reynolds Wrap, and Ready Player One.
Like I knew they weren't gonna like hold up to there. Like, oh, we're gonna preserve the Dark Order in honor of Brody. No, they're just exploiting Brody. They did the same thing with like, oh, it's Wednesday. You know what that means? Like when they do it when they were doing it. I don't know if they still do it. Well, they still do it, exactly. And it's just like now they have their catchphrase, but they are like ripping off Brody. They say they're doing it in homage of him, but I don't think they are. Feels very exploitative. Is that the word I'm looking for? Did I even pronounce it? Thank you, Matthew.
Vince, what was your favorite show this week?
I don't know, man. It's between SmackDown or Dynamite. There's a lot of Mexican pride this week. We got a lot of dubs. I'm gonna say AEW just because I didn't like Viking Raiders on my screen and the Acclaim main evented, so Dynamite.
I know it's not Smackin' or Raw, judging by the look on her face or her just general attitude this whole episode from the time I put up the first shocker. So, Katie, what was your favorite show this week?
NXT. They gave me multiple women's matches, multiple women's segments, and I'm very happy with NXT right now. And it's like 2 weeks until deadline, so I'm very excited.
Will, you and Billy Corgan are the only people that think that. I'm gonna go SmackDown. I didn't go SmackDown last week, despite Shotzi and Bray, so I'm getting it this week because of Shotzi and Bray.
There you go.
And
there you go.
And stuff. So SmackDown was my favorite show this week.
Yeah. Shout out to SmackDown.
Yes,
over.
Caught us at the end, but you can catch us for the post show where we dissect Katie's general annoyance of me and Vince tonight. Katie, before we do that, plug yourself, please, for everyone listening. Tell us about how I pissed you off on Wednesday so that you were still mad at me today.
That's not you. It's fun. You can follow me on Twitter at Caterhausen13, link to my about to go, things Yearly Showcase, twitch.tv/Yearly Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish time. YouTube.com/Yearly Showcase. I say watch videos because they're very entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you'd like to listen. Like Matt said, like she leads the brand. Him and Just from the Get Your Podcast helped me out on Wednesday. And as much as he does that, I still appreciated him helping me out. A new Inside the Mind of drops on Monday with RN from SmackDraw.
Interesting. My old stablemate.
Yes. Savannah's new show has an episode out talking about all things AEW.
Light the fuse.
Light the fuse. The music, like all shows, heel tactics. Yeah, everything's on the channel. You can just go check everything out there. I don't remember what all I've done this week.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. Wait, I'm speeding up the process.
Plug yourself, Vince? Did I?
Yes, because that's where we're going.
How do you know I was going to plug myself?
Because you always save yourself for last. You like to finish off things last.
Vince, plug yourself.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. The link tree in my bio will take you to everything Straight Talk, Smackin' and Raw, Creation World, the works. Search up SESVince or Straight Talk in your favorite podcasting feed, whether that's Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. We're just about everywhere. We talk basketball mostly right now, so go ahead and check that out. We're going to be dropping the Chicago Bulls Holiday Wish List episode, so that should be fun. I haven't watched the Bulls game, so I'm excited for that. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SCSVince.
And if you're just tuning in this episode, you can find me on Twitter at MattRidders, also at Getting Off. And there you will find the link trees in my bios for both the #1 horror podcast on Pornhub and everywhere you can find the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. Linktree /Smackin Raw for all things Smackin Raw. Please go check that out. If you want to check out the horror podcast, go do that as well. For the Shaman of Shilit, the hardest working woman in podcasting today, Miss Kitty Kinsey Bay, and Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin Raw podcast.
Viva Mexico!